Hearts of Iron 4 is a grand strategy wargame developed by Paradox Development Studio and published by Paradox Interactive, released on June 6, 2016. Hearts of Iron 4 presents the player with a map of the world during the onset of World War II, and allows the player to choose any nation present. Each nation starts with a somewhat historically accurate representation of their resources, borders, manpower, and equipment at that time. Although it only may show representative UI and a map of what's going on, and does not come close to accurately representing warfare, the game still evokes a sensational feeling of death, territorial bloodshed, expansion, and destruction. This is a brilliant part of the game that draws me to it. It makes me heavily invest in the nation that I'm playing. I could even sometimes feel patriotic to a random nation by playing them in the game because of Hearts of Iron 4's somewhat lifelike depiction of the strategic world stage. Callejas Quivero 2017 asserts the psychology behind such emotional investment in video games. The representation of the world stage in Hearts of Iron 4 can be seen in the very shape of nations, burgeoning like meiotic cells. Charges of thousands of tiny soldiers through front lines leave gashes in nations like wounds on the body. Each fighter a lowly blood cell in a greater war, a petri dish of cells fighting each other, or something. Its perspective is rare for us. Seeing a nation as one mass, almost like an individual, is something to be desired for me. I enjoy it a lot. For me, it satisfies that deep primal urge to expand and conquer like the very organisms in my body. William C. Woolforth, 2008, claims that the people are mostly motivated by the pursuit of tangible ends, security and prosperity, particularly when it comes to discerning some of the motivations for warfare. All of these aspects are essential parts of Hearts of Iron 4's gameplay, and are not only deeply satisfying to do, but keep me coming back for more. A tangible victory upon capitulation of a nation results in a peace conference where bloodthirsty hegemonies pick provinces ripe with industry, resources, and manpower to fuel their engines of war. Being able to visualize and control annexation is scarily pleasing, but it's so nice. Knowing that your troops are well supplied and holding a defensible position, using successful tactics, watching those little green numbers go up, seeing your manpower go up, are all intensely satisfying. I can lose myself in Hearts of Iron 4 because it has a near perfect balance of difficulty to satisfaction, and one becomes addicted to the small representations of victory, good production, gain of manpower, equipment, etc. Kim Hollingshead, 2017, talks about how in gambling games, similar visual and auditory stimuli promote addiction, just like the stats do for me in Hearts of Iron 4. Fighting in this war simulator is a kind of catharsis for me. The theory of catharsis states that expressing or getting one's aggression out and anger should reduce the feeling of aggression. Freud, 1920. Hearts of Iron, and I definitely get that feeling out by conquering entire nations or the planet. Hearts of Iron is by no means an easy game, and I love difficult games, and I dislike games that are too easy. I am somewhat of a masochistic player. Perry J. Christopher, 2017. Even on low difficulties, the player must juggle their movement, supply, organization, and safety of every division whilst producing all the equipment necessary, expanding industry, watching the skies and seas for threats, and dancing around an international and internal political minefield. The simplest slip can lead to many deaths, and I love this sense of danger, this sense that you have to keep on doing these things. Richard J.E. James, 2016, posits the lower the chance of reward, victory in this case, the higher the player perseverance is to play, which is certainly the case for me within Hearts of Iron due to its difficulty and scale. I always think I can do better, and then therefore I come back. These challenges are integral to my enjoyment and desire to continually play Hearts of Iron 4. Being able to take down the German Reich of Switzerland is certainly a gratifying and rare challenge to complete this, and it certainly is a challenge. So in a short-term game, being able to achieve the challenge of world conquest is pretty damn satisfying. But failing these challenges hurts. Seeing your division surrounded and murdered hurts. A lot of research and social stigma would posit that games are entertainment and merely escapism, and that these are fictional pains felt by the player. However, in The Art of Failure by Jasper Jewell, 2017, Jewell ponders that these digital failures are indeed lifelike pains, not simply sensations brought about by the player's own interaction. I would concur with Jewell to a degree. I believe losing and winning are the ancient biological polarities that keep us alive. In the Neolithic age, losing a fight or hunt could mean death, and a victory would mean material gain. And when playing Hearts of Iron, getting capitulated, it's losing, you feel like you really have lost. It hurts. It sucks. Therefore, I think a loss in a video game triggers this response and brings back grief, and vice versa. Elke Volker Anderson, 2010, studies how games can support cultural heritage and historical education. I love history with a burning zeal and vigour, and Hearts of Iron not only fuels my passion for the past, but it lets me be the despots and kings and ministers of that time, and to a minuscule degree feel their perspective and burden during World War II. The theory of embodiment is that we are shaped by our surroundings and can subconsciously impersonate things based on our history. Freud, 1920. Perhaps I am attempting to embody the seemingly unattainable commander by simulating these roles of leaders, trying to be despots, kings, rulers. Nietzsche, 1886. Wainwright, 2014, speculates the potential educational historical utility of grand strategy games like Hearts of Iron and Europa Universalis. Through Hearts of Iron 4's engine, one can simulate varying circumstances prior to World War II for any nation. It gives the player a rough tool to explore possible alternate timelines and beg the question, what if Poland had more manpower, or what if Germany became democratic? This practice has advantages when it comes to using history to determine and predict possible outcomes in the future, and I love messing around with the game like a history simulator with all these alternate possibilities. I love this game. Thank you.